So you're thinking about getting your real estate license in Florida. Well, in this step-by-step guide, we're going to dive into all the steps that you need to take to get your real estate license in Florida. And then we're going to dig deeper into some of the details that you need to look for when getting your license to ensure that you have the highest chance of success. So let's dive right into the video. Working as a real estate agent comes with many advantages. I got licensed just under 7 years ago, and it has been a wild ride filled with ups and downs. But if you're at a 9-to-5 job right now that you really don't like, and you just want to get into a business that can give you some flexibility and also give you the chance to have a unlimited earning potential, this business can be a great business. Now, in this video, I want to go over a complete guide on how to get your real estate license in the state of Florida. First, I want to start with a basic overview of all the requirements you're going to need to meet, and then I'm going to dive into some of the deeper details on how to meet those requirements. So let's dive right into it. So you must be 18 years old or older. You must have a high school degree or a GED. Then you have to complete 63 hours of state-approved pre-licensed education. Then you're going to do your background check. Then you have to pass your Florida real estate exam with a 70% score or higher. Then it's time to pick a sponsoring broker. I'm going to give you some tips on that. And then you're going to submit your license application. So before you get started listing $1 million homes in the waterfront, you have to get through your 63 hours of state-approved pre-licensed education. Now, we highly recommend that you check out Real Estate Express. They have these classes online. You can do them from the comfort of your own home, and it really gives you the chance to do this at your own pace. If you're really aggressive, you can do it a lot quicker. If you don't have that much time, but you want to start working towards this and chipping away at it, you can do that as well. So I suggest you check out Real Estate Express. They usually have some really good sales going on. There's an affiliate link in the description below, and they do a tremendous job with real estate pre-licensed education. So check that out. Now you might be wondering, what things will you actually learn in your real estate class? Well, I remember when I started and I was sitting in those classes, I did have some finance experience, but I was pretty new to real estate. So a lot of these topics that we learned about in class were completely new to me. So it was really, eye-opening, and I really had to pay attention in order to really retain a lot of these topics and really dig deep and learn about them. So here are some things that you might find in your real estate pre-licensed classes. Real estate math, land use laws and regulations, fair housing laws, real estate financing, contracts, transfer of title, brokerage relationships, disclosures, property analysis, license law, ethics, agency law. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but you might be asking, what's the best way to pass the exam? Well, first and foremost, you want to really pay attention during your classroom time. But after that, it's really important to dive into the textbooks. They also have some really cool prep tools that you can find. Flashcards, if you have a study buddy that you can do it with, can be a really powerful study tool to help you retain this new information. But when I was doing this, I found that the textbooks just weren't engaging enough, and I ended up coming across a tool called Prep Agent. And Prep Agent really helped me pass my exam. Now, Prep Agent is a tool that you can use to study for your exam, and they put you through test-like simulations, very similar to the stuff that you're gonna see on the actual Florida real estate exam. And I kind of went through that, I used it, and it definitely helped me out. So I highly suggest you check them out. There's an affiliate link in the description below for that as well. But either way, if you like textbooks and you can study with them and you can kind of retain a lot from doing that, then I suggest that route, because you can pass the exam doing that as well. But if you need a little bit more, Prep Agent can be a really good resource for you to help get that exam passed. Okay, so once you're done with that, you feel comfortable, you feel confident, and you're ready to go take that exam, well, you're gonna have to schedule your exam. And that needs to be done at least 1 day in advance. So you can't just show up to the testing center and say, I want to take my exam. They have to have you in the books, and they like at least 1 day's notice. Now, when you go to the Pearson VUE Testing Center, you can go in and they're gonna be done on a computer, but they're gonna ask for you to bring some things in, or else they're gonna turn you away at the door. Now, if you already have a lot of anticipation, you're looking to get this done, you're looking to get it out of the way because you wanna know if you're able to apply for your license or if you're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, study more, and retake the test. So here's some things to bring to the testing center on test day. The first thing is, don't forget your basic non-scientific calculator. So for the math portion of the exam, it's important that you have this because it will make it a lot easier, and make sure you pick up a basic non-scientific calculator because that's the one that they allow into the testing center. Next, you're gonna need 2 forms of identification. And here's some things that count as valid forms of identification: a driver's license, a US Social Security card, a passport, a debit card with signature, a credit card with signature, or a green card. Okay, so you got into the exam, you're sitting down, and you're wondering how much time you actually have to complete this exam. Well, the good news is you have plenty of time. Many people actually finish the exam early. I know I did. So you have about 3.5 hours in the state of Florida to finish this exam. So don't rush through it. The fastest way to fail is rushing through the exam and not really digesting the questions, because a lot of the questions on the exam are very similar, and you might actually know the right answer, but you might submit the wrong answer because you're rushing through it thinking you're gonna run out of time. So slow down a little bit, take your time, because you're probably going to finish early anyway. So make sure you take your time and give yourself enough time to submit the right answers and really read through the questions and digest them. Now, pass or fail. How long does it take for you to get these exam results? Well, the good news is at the Pearson VUE testing centers, you're gonna walk out the door and get your results. So you don't have to be in anticipation, filled with anxiety, wondering if you passed or failed. You're gonna learn as soon as you walk out the testing center and basically get a readout whether you pass the exam or you have to go back to the drawing board and retake the test. Now, you can retake the exam. You're going to have to pay another fee to do that, but if you fail the exam more than twice, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and do more classroom time. So that's the bad news. So it's really important that you study and try to pass it the first time around. Next, we're gonna have to get a real estate background check done. So you're gonna have to get your fingerprints done, and you're gonna have to get a background check done just to make sure that you don't have anything on your record that would be a risk of giving you a real estate license. Remember, you're dealing with big financial transactions and things can go really wrong. So the Real Estate Commission wants to make sure that you don't have anything on your record that would be a red flag. Now, another popular question is, how long does it actually take for you to get your real estate license in Florida? Well, it really depends on how much work you put into this. You can do this at a really fast pace or a really slow pace. Now, we estimate somewhere between 3 to 6 months to get your license, depending on how fast you're working. So, Florida doesn't have the highest state requirements, and it certainly doesn't have the lowest state requirements. It's somewhere in the middle at about 63 hours of pre-licensed classes required. So I highly suggest that you do this at your own pace, but if you want to get this done quick, it's possible because the requirements aren't super high. And if you really double down and spend a lot of time working towards it, you can definitely get it done in a very reasonable time frame. So you might be wondering, how much does it actually cost to start your real estate business in Florida? Well, the good news is we estimate under $1,000. A lot of the things I mentioned, you can find sales on, like the real estate pre-license classes online. Real Estate Express often has sales going and different deals, so make sure you go check the link below to see if they have anything going on right now. But we don't estimate you spending a ton of money to get this business off the ground. Most of the things are fairly inexpensive, especially considering how lucrative this career can be. The most important thing is you just spend the time studying, you put the work in, and you pass the exam, because that's the most challenging part of getting licensed. Last but not least, you're going to have to pick your sponsoring broker. Now, this is important because there are so many choices and you really have to do a lot of due diligence to make sure that you pick the right brokerage. Now, picking a brokerage can be a complicated thing. We actually made an entirely separate video that you can find in the comment section, and that goes into more detail on how to pick a brokerage, but I just wanna highlight a couple important things that you should focus on as a brand new agent. The first thing is training, training, training. Now, this can't be stressed enough. When new agents start, they often chase commission splits, and I did that same exact thing when I started. But it's important to get involved with a brokerage that has a mentorship program and that has a business plan and some kind of a structure and a step-by-step process that you can follow to get your business off the ground. Because the fact is that 87% of agents fail, and you don't want to become another statistic. And the best way to avoid that is by getting involved with a broker that has a business plan and a step-by-step process that you can follow and really launch your business the right way. A lot of brokerages will say they have mentorship programs in place, but they really don't. They just give you a phone number to an agent that's experienced that you can call when you have something go wrong. And in my opinion, that's just not enough. Next, you want to look at the monthly fees, commission splits, and the commission cap. Now, this stuff is not as important, but it is also important because you're a business person and you want to see how much it's going to cost you if everything works out to be at that brokerage. Now, I wouldn't say walk away from a brokerage because the fees are high if you're getting good value for it. But if you're not getting good value and the fees are high, then it's probably best to keep looking. Another thing to look out for is the monthly fees that some brokerages have. Now, we're at a brokerage that has a monthly fee and it's well worth it. You know, the brokerage business is a very low margin business and the brokers need that subscription revenue and they reinvest it into the business, so it benefits you as a new agent as well. Just keep in mind that this is something that's going to come out of your account every month, and if you don't have a ton of money saved, they can really dig into the startup money that you saved to start your business. So just make sure you do the math on that and make sure that you've given yourself enough runway to get your business off the ground, get your first sales, and be successful. So in conclusion, becoming a real estate agent in Florida is a tremendous opportunity. There are some $1 million homes, some giant listings, and some beautiful properties being sold in Florida right now. In fact, a lot of people from up my end are moving down there because they just love the state. So real estate in Florida is a tremendous opportunity, and it can give you the opportunity to start your own business, have a more flexible schedule, and really, take the cap off your income. So I highly suggest it, and the very first step is taking the classes and working towards getting your license so you can get your business off the ground and get rolling. So if you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comment section below. And if you like real estate content for real estate entrepreneurs, this channel is for you. So hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks again for watching and have an awesome day.